Hey there, and welcome to everybody's favorite game show, Name That Yume Nikki Character. And I am your host, Tyler Raymundo. So yeah, let's just do it. Don't worry, I will explain everything. Hello everyone, and welcome to Name That Yume Nikki Character. And I'm your host, Tyler Raymundo, being portrayed by one of my favorite characters from this amazing game. So, the rules are simple. All you need to do is just guess what that Yume Nikki character is, and I will give you 4 choices so you can just guess them and stuff like that. But in the later levels, you will have it so there won't be any choices and you have to remember. So yeah, without further ado, how about we all get started? Round 1. Let's start off with something easy. 20 seconds. The correct answer is either A, Marsan, or B, Taisei-san. I don't know how to say it really. I decided to put in 2 correct answers for those who know both the fan names and stuff. But did you know, and here's some trivia, that in the tile set for Mars, there's an unused staircase that leads down. So maybe KIKIYAMA was originally going to have it so you could go down there as normal Matsuki rather than having to use the midget effect. Since Mars only appears in version .10, it goes unused forever. But still, I think it's really interesting, and it looks a lot like the staircase that leads down to Mars itself from the spaceship, so maybe it's just an edited version. Either way, it's really cool. On to the next one. Round 2. The correct answer is, of course, A, E-Man. You have to admit he is a pretty cool character, and I love how they portrayed him in Dream Diary. But anyways, here is a little bit of trivia. Did you know that 1, the mall is actually called the department store in the files? Of course, it's in Japanese, of course. But in the files, it's actually called, the map name is the department store, so I don't know why we call it the mall. And another thing is that when you use the debug party member, which is what KIKIYAMA used to test out Yume Nikki and everything, and I hacked into the game using RPG Maker to, of course, get to it. When you use the debug party member, go to the mall rooftop, then you actually get the witch effect on when you do it from the top tile, as you can see here and everything, and it's quite glitchy and everything because of that, but overall, it's pretty cool. Anyways, on to the next one. Round 3. The correct answer is, of course, B, Toriningen. I always thought these characters were interesting, being as they're the only chasers in the game and the only ones who seem to bring harm to the player. How they transport you to random places and everything. Another thing is that Torinigen, of course, translates to bird people in Japanese or something like that. Of course, these are all fan names, but nonetheless, I think it's pretty cool how people have interpreted them as bird people. Anyways, here's a little bit of trivia about them. You see, in RPG Maker, you can speed up or slow down sound effects and or music, and as a result, KIKIYAMA used this aspect quite a lot. And this is one of the examples of it, as KIKIYAMA used a stock sound effect and sped it up for the Torinigen's laughter, which can be heard in the Torinigen party event / location thing. See, here's what it actually sounds like. And here's how it sounds in the game because it's sped up. And here's when you slow it down, you can actually hear what it's actually like. Pretty cool in my opinion. Anyways, on to the next one. Round 4. The correct answer is, of course, A, jellyfish. I always thought these characters are also very interesting, seeming as though you cannot kill them, and they always make these little cool little chime sounds, which can also be heard in the Snow World music, and how they're the only ones present in the ending of the game, but I'm not going to say any more from there. But anyways, a little bit of trivia. Is that, you see, there's the debug room in Yume Nikki, because, like, so that KIKIYAMA could test things and stuff like that. And of course, there's the one that we all know and love that is present in version 0.10, but in version 0.06, which people still, of course, argue to its legitimacy, there's actually a second debug room, which appears to be just like this weird staircase or something like that, and it's not, of course, present anywhere in the final game, and I find it to be really interesting. It's just, and it's really buggy and stuff, how some of the tiles aren't placed right, but still, I think it's pretty cool how, like, it shows how KIKIYAMA was testing the stairs and everything. But yeah, on to the next one. Round 5. The correct answer is D, Takofusen, not any of the other misspellings, and I'm hoping I pronounced that right considering it's Japanese and everything, which translates to octopus balloon or something like that, which of course makes a lot of sense. But a little bit of trivia about this interesting character is that its real name is actually Monoflight, as found in the files. You see, you know how we figured out Mono and Monaco's name from the picture files of them? Well, Monoflight is the name given to the picture file of Takofusen, so I don't see why we're not calling Takofusen Monoflight. But yeah, I always thought that Monoflight or Takofusen, however you want to call it, is an interesting character, how it just flies around the screen. It's just so random, and it's funny because if you're in the debug party member menu and everything, then it won't even appear for you, so maybe that's so KIKIYAMA wouldn't get scared while testing out the game. I find that pretty funny. Anyways, let's keep on going. Round 6. The fan name for this character is Perori, and I forget what that means, if anything, but I think it's a really cool name nonetheless. But the actual name of this character is Hole, which comes from the event name for the Perori and everything. And I just find that really interesting how some of the characters have actual names, but we don't really acknowledge them because they're kind of eh. Anyways, so trivia about this character is that the noises that they make are actually the menu sound effects, but slowed down. For example, here's an actual menu sound effect. And then if you slow it down all the way, it of course sounds like this. But yeah, I think that's really interesting how, again, KIKIYAMA uses all this stuff in the game, and I'm sure there's a lot of other instances of stuff like this. But anyways, let's move on. Round 7. The correct answer is Mafurako as the fan name, but don't worry if you forgot it, because sometimes I can't even keep my tabs on all these names either. But anyways, some interesting knowledge about this character is that, strangely enough, her care set, like the character sprites and everything for her as seen in RPG Maker, is found in the same one as Matasuki, so maybe at some point this character was like an early version of Matasuki or something like that, but of course that's just my speculation, so who knows. But either way, I find it to be absolutely and utterly like cool how there's just all this stuff in the game like this. Okay, let's keep on trucking. Round 8. The correct answer is Yuboa, of course, because Yuboa is basically like everyone's favorite character. Well, I mean, I don't really mean to generalize like that, but it's definitely the most iconic character from Yume Nikki, and for a good reason. Yuboa is very iconic in its design, and has inspired the designs of many other characters, like stuff from other games, stuff like that. And I just think it's interesting how it sends you to a bloody touching monster. I always thought that was one of the best parts of Yume Nikki, just how just disturbing it looks and everything. I don't know, I just like it. Anyways, so some trivia is the variable that controls Yuboa is in Japanese called, well, of course I'm using Google Translate, but in Japanese it's called private room only variable. So I just find that kind of cool. Private room only. I mean, that really does seem cool, like it's some sort of secret VIP club. Anyways, let's move on. Round 9. So yeah, these guys are called wheelies. It's that simple. And I don't know what their Japanese fan name is, because I'm assuming that's their English one and everything. But yeah, still, I just think it's cool how, unlike most characters of the game, they have an individual care set for their reactions to both the stoplight and the cat effects, as well as the knife effect. Well, no, not the knife effect, but anyways, I just think that's really cool, and that must mean that they're probably one of the last main characters in the game, since the Number World's new design and everything that's used in Point 10 is fairly new, based on the older versions, but who knows. I still think that they're pretty cool in that aspect. But some trivia is that the Number World music is actually pretty sped up. Here's its original 100% speed. And then here is its 50% slow down speed, which is what you hear in game. I think it's really, really spooky, but it's pretty cool. Sounds like a bunch of bells. Okay, time for the final round. Round 10. It's the final round. Yay! But yeah, the last one is Pissy Pissini. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's Japanese and everything. But yeah, this character isn't exactly the most interesting, but I couldn't really find more interesting stuff. And I always thought that this guy was kind of underrated and everything. He does look very cute when you use the cat effect, how he kind of has his eyes up and everything. I just think that's kind of cute. But yeah, that's it. I hope you guys really enjoyed this. I spent a lot of time working on it, and happy 14th birthday to Yume Nikki, and I'm just so grateful that this community is still up and running and everything, considering how long it's been and everything, and just with the Steam release and just Yume Nikki Dream Diary, we've had a little bit more than usual to deal with, and we still all stick together, so I'm so thankful for that. So, that's it. Thank you all for watching.